Well. Hello, Biafrans. Good afternoon from here. Good evening, good night, good morning, and good day wherever you are. Please, I'm very, very sorry. I should have come in very earlier before now, my time. But Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I am really sorry. I had a serious network problem, the Facebook and all that. My network our network. I'm so sorry. We were trying to fix it, and so sorry that next time, we're gonna fix it before, this time. I don't know why, but I'm gonna try and to get the network done. So I'm really very sorry I kept you waiting. And let's go ahead. But I'm just gonna give you a brief today because I know you've been on waiting for this program, and some of you must have left the scene. But please do share the program, do come on again because we're not going to stop. This is BTV Europe and Ada Jesus Veronica here. You are highly welcome. Let's go down today to the today's program and today's topic. I'm just gonna give you a brief, just today, some few minutes, 30 minutes, or what, so 30 minutes because we do not have much time again. So that Friday we're gonna continue. We're gonna have a full time next Friday. I promise you that by the grace of God. Please, just 30 minutes so that yeah, I know it's already late for some people. So, like today, my topic is okay, the way forward, okay, for Ipob and the restoration of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, like you all know that we've been on this a very, very, very long time. The Biafran struggle, okay, dated, you know, way backwards, okay. You see, after the war that our people, the Nigerian government gave Biafrans, okay, just 20 pounds to continue their lives after the war. And you remember that after the war, it was reconciliation, rehabilitation, and of course, rehabilitation, reconciliation, and construction. But after all this time, the agreement and everything, it continues. Biafrans continue to struggle, and everything was taken away from them. After the war, Biafrans were left in ruins. And where is the reconstruction? Where is the reconciliation? Where is the rehabilitation? Biafrans continue to move ahead, suffering, no government amenities, no government present, federal government present. Biafrans continue to move as like sheep that do not have, okay, shepherds, sheep that do not have, even what do they call it, a place, to lay their heads. Even sheep, they do have places they lay their heads, but Biafrans do not have any. And in these things or sufferings, dehumanization or dehumanization, slavery in a so called country whereby there is supposed to be reconciliation, rehabilitation, and construction. Since all these things were not put in place, there comes and come people, like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came into the picture because the Biafran people, the Igbo people, do not have anybody to talk for them. They do not have anybody to speak for them, even while we have people. Yes, because they were not given space. They were not given, you know, space to come out, I mean, to belong. We did not belong. Biafran's people, even though you carry the citizenship, but we do not belong. We need to work it out ourselves. We need to build our community ourselves. We need to do everything with community effort. And that's why people like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, came in. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came in and built Ipob, the indigenous people of Biafra. And this is for what? For referendum, freedom for people of Biafra. And that is where Ipob comes from. Okay, Ipob has come into place as the mouth speak of our people, to represent our people, not for violence, but for freedom, to actually get a referendum in the more legal way for our people. IPOB came into place through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has fought relentlessly for our people, you know, to belong. But since after everything, including after all he has done, after all he has fought for, it's as if nobody is giving him ears, at least to make Biafrans to belong, to give us what we need as a nation, as a people, and including taking over Biafran land by the so-called, jihadists. And, and what happened? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had to fight the way he knows how to, through his mouth speak, microphone. He did not kill anybody. He did not insist violence. No, he did not incite it. But rather, with his microphone, he spoke. He fought. And through his microphone, and through his great works that he created Ipob came to be. And Ipob becomes the true shelter of Biafran people, not just Biafrans. They came with this awareness in the whole of the African nation. And Ipob is not just something that is like a breeze, that it comes and it will just go like that. IPOB has become a global organization that is known with peace. They are known with activities of humanity, and they have come to represent our people for the restoration of Biafra. If anybody tells you that IPOB is involved in any crime, it is a lie. If anybody tells you that IPOB, even if yes, they may say that everybody in the every Igbo they say is a Biafran or it's IPOB, that in the saying of a word, that everybody, when you call the indigenous people of Biafra, by the word saying, it might mean everybody that are Igbo, but no, it's a name, an organization. It is not as if, though it represents a set of people for freedom, for referendum, peacefully advocating for freedom of our people. But it is a registered organization, a name registered. It just like a company, just like every other organization that you can belong to. Anybody can belong to it. If you're a Biafran, you might be an indigenous person, but in that organization, there are rules that are guiding it. They are registered all over the world. You don't just come in like that. You must follow the guideline. If you do not follow the guideline of Ipob, then you are not a member. There is difference between a member of a member of an organization, or you are a worker of a company, of a factory, of any factory, any company at all. That you are a worker is different that you are a brother to the person that is working in the factory, or the organization, or a company. That you are a sister to a director does not mean that you belong to that company. No, they are different things. So they are supposed to be separated. So IPOB has come to be an organization, peaceful, advocating for the freedom of Biafran people and the restoration of the Biafran state, which the leader and the founder is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB has never had a time, has never had a place to destroy, to cause violence. Everything they've been doing is about peace and laws. But IPOB has been fought about. They have been fighting IPOB to separate IPOB from what it looks like. Because of what? Because they have come to advocate for a peaceful referendum, for a peaceful freedom restoration of Biafra that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood for. So what about it now, Biafrans, lovers of freedom? IPOB is a peaceful movement. If anybody is telling you that this is IPOB doing that or that, that person is not IPOB. Remember, if you are not, if you do not work in an NPC, for example, and you have a brother director of an NPC, or you have a brother working in NPC, does not make you an NNPC worker or an NTA worker. You must belong there. You must have the criteria. You must have an ID of that particular said company or said organization. So it is in IPOB. So IPOB, it's a way forward because they are peaceful, they are not violent, they do not carry arms, they do not have any barracks, and they do not have any Biafran army. For some people are being deceived. They do not have anything like that. They are freedom and peaceful makers. And so is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the leader. So if anybody comes, people that are claiming that they are IPOB, they are IPOB, there is no other IPOB. And that is why IPOB always disclaim whenever people come to exaggerate, whenever anything goes wrong, whenever they challenge or they kill or whatever, they damage any property or they damage anything, some people claim IPOB. Remember, when you are doing that, that IPOB is an organization. You cannot incriminate them because the IPOB you're seeing is an organization. They do not have time for what you think you are claiming. You know why? Because some people might say, oh, I do not want to belong to IPOB because, no, dear friends, this is the time to join IPOB. Join the IPOB space on Sunday. There you can ask questions. There you got to know exactly about the restoration of Biafra. We are enjoining you. I am asking you today to go Or join the IPOB. Get to know what IPOB is all about. Get to go to their meetings and know what they're all about. Everything they talk about is peaceful. Everything they talk about is not violent. It is not how to discredit, but it is how to bring humanity and peace and freedom to people and Biafrans as a whole. IPOB is legally, okay, registered all over the world. They are doing the needful. They are taking care of people. The needful. IPOB has got their mobs. Please stop. Don't be deceived anymore. Do not be deceived when you hear IPOB. Do not be deceived with the rate people are trying to discriminate or incriminate IPOB. Do not be deceived by the way they are doing everything to put IPOB down, to destroy IPOB. If you must be saved, you need to join IPOB. Please get to know exactly what IPOB is all about. There are laws of getting freedom. And this is what IPOB has imbibed in. There are regulations internationally and nationally how to get referendum. And that is what IPOB is into. And that is what IPOB is asking. IPOB is not asking for war. IPOB is not asking you to go and kill. IPOB is not asking you. What IPOB does or is advocating for peace. So, this is what we are asking you today. I am asking you, join the share space so that you can understand what is going on. So, what you do not know, you can understand, you can listen, you can ask questions. What you do not understand, what you do not know, whatever you want to know, they are there to educate you, to tell you, for you to know. And here brings me to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For if anybody is trying to tell you, oh, Biafra will not come because of this. No, is it the kind of Biafra you want to have? Please, we want to have a peaceful Biafra where there can be peace and joy that everybody could live in, that people can live in peace as we are living in every other countries, in every other places where you find yourself in. If people can welcome you, we will also want to welcome you to Biafra land, to Biafra nation. IPOB is not instigating any violence for anybody. So if you know that you want this peaceful advocacy of freedom, IPOB is the only way out. It I mean, you should leave and forget the other way. For those of them that are claiming IPOB, just know it today that IPOB do not belong to them. Those are the ones trying to discredit. They are trying to discredit IPOB and the works of IPOB. IPOB is the way forward. IPOB is there to put you through. IPOB is there to help you because our enemies are trying to put fear. They are trying to terminate the image. But IPOB is still what they are. and will remain what they are, peaceful and non-violence. And that brings us to the day and to the topic that says, what about our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? His health, his person, his condition, his court case. What is happening? Biafrans, you must join Ipob. For the release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we need to speak with one voice. We need to join ourselves, join our hands together. Forget about those that are trying to tarnish the name of Ipob and claim they are fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They claim they are doing it for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We do not need violence. We want the Lord to take his place. The release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We want the Lord to take his course for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For at least Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been in detention for a very long time now. And we ask for his release. Biafrans, we must speak in one voice. If you've not been doing so, you must join the Ipob now. Put your voice together. Let us come together. Let us speak all in one voice. Ipob. Ipob is your grace. By the grace of Chukwokikabiama. If you are on the violent side, you are on your own. You were not Ipob. If you want to fight and fight and fight and destroy, you are on your own. You are never Ipob. Because Ipob do not have a manifesto of violence. They do not have the manifesto of breakage of law. Because they serve internationally. And by the laws and the laws of the United Nations, they are working. They are operating internationally. Laws, they are operating. So if those are destroying and maiming and doing all sort of evil just to tarnish the name of Ipob, they are wasting their time. Because Ipob cannot be destroyed. Ipob is the voice of the Biafrans. They are the voice of the voiceless, of the Biafran people. They are voice of the voiceless. So we must come together. Ipob wants freedom for you, wants a peaceful freedom. Do you know what freedom is? They want life. Just like, you want to travel to, to other countries where you feel they have freedom. If we all should run to those countries and nobody talk about our freedom, then nobody will do it. And if you must talk about that freedom, if you must fight about it, then you must do it in a better way, in a lawful way. That is where Ipob, comes in. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was advocating for. So for people who think they can do anything they want, they can push whatever way they can. then you are not Ipob. Because Ipob has got a structure and that structure must be obeyed. Ipob cannot be like all. That structure must be obeyed. If you cannot obey the structure, you can never be an Ipob. Ipob is bigger than everyone. You can never be bigger than Ipob. And that is where we have found ourselves. So Ipob is your saving grace. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. You know why? Because they truly stand for the goodness of people, for your peace. How do you want to live in those countries? We all, let me say, including me, because we all want to live in a better place. There is no one person that do not want to live in a place where you have freedom. So you need to choose the better part. You have to choose a better part. Like Jimmy Cliff said, everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die. You don't, his music does not necessarily mean you need to die before you go to heaven. No, there is a meaning to what he said, that you need to die before you go to heaven, because everybody like heaven. Oh, I want to go there, but you need to die. Is a particular word. Let me break it in pieces for you. That is before you get to heaven. There's a criteria that you must have. There is a character you must have for you to go to heaven. And if you do not have that character, that means that word die is just a particular word, expression. He said you need to die, not die in essence physical, no. But spiritually, you need to kill some part of your character for you to inherit heaven, because there are criteria laid down that if you must go to heaven, you must have this particular character. That is why he used that word die. A seed, before a seed could grow up and becomes a plant, that seed must first of all die, decay, and it comes up a new one. So if you're gonna be an Ipob, that is why that logo, that word is used, that we are whiter than snow. There are things Ipob do not accept, and it's very difficult for a lot of people. We do not want Biafra of anyhow. That is why you must separate Ipob from those and enemies that are trying to incriminate them. Because there are things, if you are in an Ipob organization, that you must not do. Violence is not their part. Destruction is not their part. You must listen and obey. You must be lawful. You must be lawful. You must be a good citizen. But that does not mean when you see wrong, you do not talk about it. When you see wrong, you condemn the wrong. It doesn't matter who committed that wrong. You call it a spade, a spade. You nail it on the head. That is what Ipob is. Ipob do not condemn or condone wrong things, wrong activities. It doesn't matter how much they try to destroy Ipob. What makes Ipob is you must be You must be your word. Your word is you. Your word is your integrity. If you do not have a word, you are nobody. Your integrity is down. If your word is shaking, no matter who you are, a man or woman, if your word is shaking, then you are nobody. If you are that one that can kiss in front, and when you go to the back, you clean your mouth, that one that when you speak before a man, you go to the back, you lick your tongue, that means you are not a man. So if you must be in Ipob, you must be this quality. And that is what Ipob stands for the vocation of the restoration of Biafra and true rightful referendum. Check it out today. For the release of our leader, Biafrans, we must join Ipob today. Speak in one word. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has suffered so much without being convicted. His health is going down. He's begging for his life. Even while he wasn't found guilty. Even while he's found not guilty, but he's begging for his life, all because he's an Igbo man. He is from Biafra land. And Biafrans have been suffering, not just what our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through today. For every Biafrans, it has been meted out to us. And since this kind of action is being done to our leader, it is every Biafran that is happening to, that is being held down. Because wherever you go, you are treated, oh, because you're a Biafran, Omo Igbo, Anyamiri. Anywhere you go, you are being mocked because you carry what? You carry the mark of a Biafran man, an Igbo man. You are being mocked. When you trade, you are being mocked. When you make money, you are being mocked. You can't even exercise the right of your money, the joy of your money fully because you are an Igbo man. You need to try to belong, even in a state, in a nation that the said is your nation. You have to struggle to belong. And this is the signature that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu carried. That is what landed him where he is today. Because of your freedom, my freedom, our freedom. Will be and fight and ask for his freedom. Chukwu Okike Abiama has picked him to open our eyes to what we are going through. Then Ipob is stood today We need to support Ipob. You have to hold the hands of Ipob. You have to carry Ipob with you. Not for violence, because they never ask you to go out there and cause violence. For those of them that want to cause violence and destruction, Ipob never sent them. And who are the Ipob? Because they have got a structure, the DOS. They have never sent them. They have never said, go out there and cause destruction. But rather they said, wait, we are going to walk through the law. The law is their guidance, because that is what is your stepping foot or your stepping stone. You need to step on the law to stand, because that is what is governing the whole nation. So IPOB is carrying that part, the law, to move on. So that is why, if you are a lover of freedom, if you are indeed a great Biafran, you need to join hands with IPOB, and we ask rightly for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That he should come out and take care of his health. That if those that are committing evil, that are committing insurgencies in all and every part of that said country, Nigeria, they are committing it and they are not being trailed. They are not being, persecuted. They are not being held responsible for their crimes. Then what is the crime of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? An incessant adjournment and adjournment and adjournment of his court cases, even while a man is falling in sickness. Even while the man is falling, even while the man is sick, and they kept on adjoining and adjoining and adjoining. What is the way forward? Biafrans, I ask. We need to seek. We need to talk. We need to speak. What is the crime of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? For speaking the truth, for letting the supposed authorities know what they're supposed to do. Then even if you refuse him to go to take care of his health, you are falling too on your own part of law, keeping him down without giving him the right of his health. He's got a right to treat his health. It is his right. His human rights are being taken up from him, and he still got a right as per the same laws we profess, as per the same laws, the court, the Almighty Court, the same laws that whatever you want to do, whatever thing that is being said, the law is being quoted. It's like a Bible. The law to the government is like a Bible. The Bible, there's nothing a preacher could say in the church or some places without quoting one verse, two, or more. The same thing guides the government. The law of every country is like a Bible that is being read whatever time you quote on any particular occasion. The law is being quote to guide it so that they can have a better rule, a better situation, a better freedom, a better meant of everybody, of every section. And here inside, a man is being held down, discharged, and acquitted. And he's being turned upon from left to right, from right to left. His right of his health is being denied. He is right and his results are being falsified. He's begging for his medical reports that are being falsified to for them to put it right and to give him the permission to actually take care of his health so that it is somebody that is alive that stands for whatever thing you might call it. The moment you are denying him his right, you are equally failing in your section of your law, of your Bible, the Lord. You are equally committing the wrong. You are equally falling on your own part. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being held down for many years now. We ask and we ask and we beg, not even begging. We are not just begging for him to be released, but according to the law that guides the country, according to the law whereby the judiciary, the government, that is the bedrock of the country. The bed on are begging, we're asking. That is why I said back that he should be released on it so that the judiciary will not be prejudiced, so that judiciary can clear its name and stand out as still the refuge for the poor, the deliverer and the salvation of the poor, of the oppressed. If it fails, then there is no nation. That is why we're asking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the Igbos looks like they are oppressed. Biafrans are being oppressed. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is continually held down, and upon the cries of everyone, he's being held down, then everybody is down. That is why Ipob is important here. Because there is a body. There are or there is a body in an action accordingly, speaking out, asking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. His court case is coming up again on the 8th. of October. Join hands with Ipob. Do not allow it to be too late before you said, oh, I would have done that. Oh, I didn't know. I should have joined them long ago. Ipob is not a terrorist group. Because some people are making it to look so bad. The enemies are pressing it to look so bad. Oh, whatever it's happened, they say is Ipob. Do not allow nobody to deceive you. They are trying in everywhere to say, oh, is Ipob. Ipob as an organization, named organization, just named organization, could not be the one destroying out there. It's not the one violating out there. It's not the one commanding out there. They got nothing to do with it. They are different. This is an organization. And those are formed to use that name. Those are formed to use that name against spoiling the good work of Ipob. Ipob stands for the good of Biafra land, for the good for whatever good stands for. That is what they stand for. And that is why they stand for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu according to laws, rules, and regulations as it's supposed to be. Biafrans, if I continue, I might carry on because there is no much time on our side today. So I'm going to leave you here today because of timing. It was our network. So I'm sorry I came on late, but just stay tuned because on Friday next week, we are going to do better than this. But meanwhile, I enjoin you to please join the She's on Sunday. Ipob is on Sunday. There, your questions are answered. There, you got to know how peaceful Ipob is. So, I bring you to the end of today. Just a tip of an iceberg. See you on Friday, and God bless you. This is Ada Jesus Veronica, BTV Europe, and good evening. Wow. Sis.
Oh, 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 yeah. There comes a time, the whole wide world will welcome the rising sun. Here comes the time for everyone to see that what will be, will be. This is the time for you and I to stand together as one. Yeah. They will know, they will know. The sun is rising from east to west, from north to south. Can't you see the sun is rising? Oh, you wave your flag and be proud of who you are. Because the sun is rising. We shining so bright all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. We spent our lives simply in a mystery. Never gonna trade our freedom with any mystery. It's affecting our soul and it's killing us slow. With what we've been through, we are far from being good, but we are blessed by Chukwuka Biafra. So we're never gonna give up. We're never gonna give up. There will be light in the wind of a tunnel. It will shine so bright all time. The whole wide world will embrace us. Nobody can stop us, nobody can cage us, nobody can stand us, yeah. They will know, they will know. The sun is rising. From east to west, from north to south. Can't you see the sun is rising? Oh, you wave your flag and be proud of who you are. Because the sun is rising. We're shining so bright all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. The windows and curtains, green lights be revealing. When I think about how blessed we are, goosebumps all over my body. Sunrise to the black stripe, black strands crossing grey stripes. Clashes upon clashes, many lives turn to ashes. When I ponder and reminisce, the actions I see malice. Blood on the ground, this is how we fly. Our beautiful flag, all around the world. Blood on the ground, this is how we fly. Our beautiful flag, all around the world. We go carry the cross together. We walk through to Zion. We stumble, we rise. How the victory will start.